Clovion series. I'm Sharmaine and I'm a native English editor at Clovio, and I'm here today with Daniel. Okay, Daniel, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. A bit rainy, but well, that's what we have.
Exactly, raining in Lisbon. You wouldn't think that there was rain, but are you ready for some questions today?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, ready? Yeah. Okay, so tell us what your current role at Clovio and what was your role when you first joined the team?
So I joined the team more or less 3 years ago, and I started as a content writer for the Best Reviews website. And at the moment I'm the content coordinator also for Best Reviews.
Okay, great. And how do you find this role?
Well, I find it very, I would say, challenging because you need to manage a lot of stuff at the same time. So you have the content and the editorial calendar, social media, but then you also have to manage the team, making sure everyone is happy and doing at their best. So I think balancing everything is the part that is most challenging, but that's also why I like the role so much, because I need to always changing my, like wearing different hats all the time, discussing very different things with all the content team for the Best Reviews, so the editors, the writers, and our content publisher. And more than that, I also need to think about strategy, analytics, so it's a very fulfilling role for sure, because you have the analytical part, the creative part, and you also have the people's skills and all that is necessary.
Okay, good. And did you always want to be in this role, or did you ever think that you would land this kind of job in the future?
Yeah, well, I took management as a degree. So overall, I always thought that I would be a manager one day. But initially, I started as marketing analytics, so a lot of Excel. Then I decided to be more into the creative space. I did a little bit of digital marketing, and that's when I decided I wanted to be focused on content. And then there was a little bit of a flip on my career path, and I started as a content writer here at Clovio. And from there, I think that I basically, organically, I just started getting more and more things to do, and it just organically grew to a content coordination role, basically.
Okay, it's a very nice mix between like technical and like creative.
Yeah.
What opportunities has Clovio provided that have enabled you to progress in your career?
So I think it's a little bit of Clovio will ask you to do new stuff all the time. And before you know it, you are, for example, I started as a writer, but then I was doing drafting, like on a website, and a little bit after that, I was also doing video scripts, video editing. I also was doing like image editing, and closer to the time that I was promoted, I was starting with content proposals and making sure that we had new content to go on the website. And all of this gave me the opportunity to learn all basically the traits and the skills that you needed to be a content coordinator. So I felt that it was very, like the ladder was not very steep. Like I had time to learn everything, one thing at a time. And when I landed the role of content coordination, I felt ready to do it.
Okay, so there's a lot of things that you had to learn kind of at once.
Yes.
But so that brings us to our next question, that as a content coordinator, what would you say your main responsibilities are, and what are the challenges and pleasures that you associate with them?
Well, so I usually see my role with two main distinct parts. So you have the content process, and then you have the team management. And when it comes to the content process, like it's always doing quality check basically in all steps of the way of the creation of the idea to the publishing of the content. So content proposals or creating new content is a lot of keyword research, making sure that we are writing stuff that our readers are actually looking for and googling for, making sure that what we are writing is reader friendly, so that the topics we are discussing are easy to read, everything like that. And that part is the structure. Then we have the writing and the editing. You do the editing, and then I always check in, just make sure that, okay, the main idea but it's still there. All the content is there. Writing is also perfect. And then the content publisher will draft and publish the content, and then I will do a final check to make sure, okay, besides the content, is the images good? Are the buttons in the right place? Do we have any visual thing that should be improved? So there's a lot of quality check, and you really need to have an eye for detail to see all this. Then I also have the part of the team management, which is, so at the moment, we have quite a large team, content team for best reviews, and I'm here to help with everything they need to perform at their best, also provide feedback to help them improve, and all that. Like I said, the main challenge is to balance all this and having the time to do everything, because it's a lot of the times my plate is completely full. I'm always on the go. And the most rewarding, I think, it's about the team part and the people management part, because it really feels really good when I see like someone is performing at their best and seeing their evolution. And I know that, of course, most of it is like their own effort. They worked hard to become like that. But I feel very happy that I was able to point them in the right direction, I think.
Okay, very good. And so you said like the most difficult part or challenging is to kind of organize your time, to have the time to do these tasks. So do you delegate some of your tasks sometimes, or do you find that you'd rather just do all these tasks for yourself?
Yeah.
Since you know it, so it would be faster if you do it, or is there some kind of delegation happening?
Yeah, well, until some months ago, like the content team was very new, like a lot of people joined in, and I felt that they weren't ready already to start doing it. But now that I feel that they're more comfortable with their role, I'm starting to delegate more and more and more. First, I don't have the time to do everything. Secondly, I think it's good and motivating to have new challenges to tackle on, which I liked when I was a content writer, so I also want the new people to have that. And I think that's the way they should grow. And I try to do the least micromanagement possible and just tell people, well, I need this to be done, you will start doing it, and I will be there more closely in the beginning because it's a new responsibility to help them, but then it's like, okay, you know what you're doing, so I completely trust you and you can do the job.
Okay, that's good. So what 3 words would you use to describe working at Clovio, and why?
So the first one that comes to mind is flexibility, of course. We are first a remote company and we have quite a flexible schedule, so of course flexibility. Then the second one would be, and I'm not sure if this is the best word, but it's like consideration. I feel that people really have a consideration for their fellow clovions, or even Sander to us, although while at work he's also a fellow clovion. But it's really good that when you are going through something in your personal life, you really feel that your co-workers are there to help you and are actually trying to help you, and they ask you like, how are you feeling today, or is everything all right? So I think that's a big part of Clovio. And the third one, I think it would be creativity, like opportunity. If you work hard, the opportunities are going to be given to you. And if you show ambition and you show that, okay, I already know how to do this, I want to do the next step, the management will try to help you into improving your role and your skills.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with those 3 words. I feel like there's a lot of creativity in Clovio. With writing, obviously, like you can just be as creative as you want. It's very like open in terms of creativity, and with like being considerate, I can agree with that as well. I feel like we always check on each other. How are you doing? And it's really nice to have that kind of support as well, especially for a remote first company. And yeah, with flexibility, you said that that's one of the words that you use as well. So Clovio is a remote first company, and tell us how this benefits your lifestyle.
Well, honestly, I can see myself going back to the office like 5 days a week. No.
You can? Ah, you can't.
No, I can't.
Okay.
No, I can't. I don't think that would be possible with my lifestyle nowadays. We have like the clovio studio where we can go whenever we want here at Lisbon. I honestly don't come here too often because I really like to have time and not having to spend like 1 hour, 2 hours commuting every day. And that made me like my days are way longer. Like I can go to the gym in the middle of the morning where no one is there, so I can just go there and not wait for like the machines or anything like that. And I don't know, I have more spare time, so yes, I think it's benefited me a lot in this part of work balance, work-life balance.
So you feel like your day is like more organized, or do you end up working more at nighttime or working more at some hours of the day because it's so flexible?
Yeah, well, honestly, I think I went through all the
different phases.
Yes. So when I started, like I've always been a night owl. So when I started 3 years ago, like my days started to shift. So I would work during the night and then sleep all morning. Of course, that for your mental health is not the best. So I completely shift. And I started trying to do like not a 9 to 5, but trying to work in the morning and be as ready as possible. And usually I try to work more hours in the beginning of the week so I can like take the Friday afternoon off or something like that. At the moment, it really depends on the day. Like if I have something to do or now that I'm going to the gym, I try to like start working in the morning, then I do a bigger pause to go to the gym. And then if I'm alone at home, I will eat lunch while working, so that will already save some time. But yeah, so I don't know. I've been through all of them. At the moment, it's like I work like 9 to 5, but if I need to stop in the middle, I will stop and then make up for the hours like afterwards.
Okay. And okay, so you do a lot for Clovio as a content coordinator. Where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Okay, so I'm not the best person to answer these kind of questions because while I do have long-term goals, I don't put like a mark on it, like it needs to be 3 years from now. With even content coordination, like I knew that I wanted to be a content coordinator or a content manager, but like I would just work hard and things will just come up. So although I don't have like a time span for this, like my goal at the moment is to, well, enjoy the role because I've been only a content coordinator for not even a year. So first, like learning the ropes, making sure that I master everything that I need to master. But after that, what I'm going to aim for is like content director or head of content. It will also depend on how Clovio grows as a company, of course. But that's the idea. So in the future, like I see myself in a more strategic position and trying to help all the content managers of Clovio, helping their teams to improve the content of our website, not only best reviews, but also Feeling Lucky and any website that we may open later.
In the future, okay, yeah. Head of content sounds very nice.
Yes, I think LinkedIn will.
Yeah. You need like a little desk with your name on it. Okay, well, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And nice meeting you as well. This is our first time meeting in person, so that's very nice. But any last words for our viewers?
Well, sure. So I can give you some tips on a content marketing career. So like you'll probably start as a content writer or a content creator, like with video or something like that. And the most important part is to do something, like even if it's not like your job, start as a hobby, like open a blog or start a YouTube channel. Like you have very many free options, and this will start giving the skills for you to land a job as a content writer or a content creator. This is actually how I started, and from there it's just always be eager to learn, always learn new skills. Like the online media specifically is always changing. Like it can be the Google algorithms that are changing, or it can be the industry that is changing that you need to change with it. and really focus on learning and own your skills, and I'm sure that the evolution of the career path will come with time.
That's good. And one last thing, actually, I know you're a big gamer, and there's probably like people watching us who are like big into gaming as well.
Yeah.
So, do you have any like games to recommend for them to play this weekend, maybe?
Yeah, sure. So I can go with my all-time favorites. So I spent I think it was mostly this year and last year. So I spent almost 2 years playing Final Fantasy XIV, which is an online game. Yeah, I have many hours in that game, and I can't recommend it enough. More than that, I'm very into RPGs, so Final Fantasy VII and Dragon Age Origins are probably like my very best that I ever played.
Okay, so yeah, check it out this weekend. And yeah, well, thank you for watching us, and see you again next time for another Meet the Clovions series.
Bye!
Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment. For more content like this, check out our blog at clovio.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel to be notified of future videos. You can also follow us on social media to keep up with our media work. See you in our next video.